Hi everyone. It is me, Malcolm, again, and I just don't get it. I just watched the new version of Ultraman, the remaster of episode 8, and I think something is missing. You know what that is, guys? The first Ultra show ever made. Ultra Q is the only show that was never made into a dub. I know why. Ultraman is not in it. Let me just start to the beginning. Well, Ultra Q was released in 1964, and it was going to be titled Ultra C, but they would instead of a C into a Q instead of that. So they decided to make the title Ultra Q. In November of 1966, or something like that, the show became an immediate success. It became with all the stuff after the show was so successful. So they decided to move on to another show named Ultraman. That would become one of the biggest and most largest series ever made for any shows and movies. Well, starting back to the original Ultra Q, I just think fans totally even forgot about this episodes. It was the first Ultra show that did not feature an Ultraman, and that is fine. Why do you have to mess this up? It's part of the Ultra series, right? Like, I know people review them, but I just don't read Japanese dubs I don't really watch and listen to Japanese things. I only do it because I only let you watch Japanese. To me, I don't watch Japanese movies and TV shows. I only watch English dubs. But all of a sudden, Ultraman had ruined the idea for Ultra Q because this show was black and white. And I think the only thing I would like if Super Aya Productions, because it's Ultraman's 60th anniversary. What is that supposed to do? Ultraman's birthday is here, and why do they keep skipping over to the first Ultra show that was ever made? It just doesn't make sense, guys. It just doesn't make sense why they had to skip this show over, and then they move on to Ultraman instead of Ultra Q, because that was going to air. There's only one episode online. That's the only episode that was online. Episode 3, The Kid from Space, is the only episode included into online. And I was about to dub my own version of the show. Well, I just didn't think it was a smart choice, because it would be copyright, and I had to make all sorts of sounds. I had to dub all the characters to June, Happy, and Ariko. And I'm unhappy with this world right now. I just don't believe it. Why they had to skip my favorite show that I watch over and over. It just doesn't feel right. Right? Ultra Q was the first TV show ever produced. I just don't get it. I just don't know, guys. This is just... I just don't know. It's just so... Why Super Aya Productions? You could make black and white. You could also make it in color that you did on Blu-ray. Or online or somewhere. But you could have done that, and you could also make it into the English dub, and then people can return it into black and white. So people can understand what they are talking about. Super Aya Productions, if you're watching this, Ultra Q needs a remastered of an English dub. It needs that. If fans could help me with Ultraman's 60th anniversary, telling the crew that we need an English dub, we should have gotten to the very first of Ultra Q all the way to Ultraman 80 And that would be it. And Ultra Q would been completed, and also the other TV shows. I just don't get it. Ultra Q was the first show I ever watched, and I always loved it. It's unnecessary to let it go. All the Ultra Q monsters were fantastic. They could still keep it in black and white, but why could they not use it for the DVD versions? Probably because they were too expensive. That might be the reason why. That I feel bad for the show. Ultra Q was the very, very first show ever made for the Ultra series. People do still talk about it, yes, but it just never get a perfect English dub release in the US. And I'm in the US. I'm an English person. I don't talk about Japanese much. But Ultra Q still needs an English dub for this perfect series. That it needs a dub. That I can listen to the whole show all the way to episode 1 to 28. And that would have been good. Because Ultraman is getting an English dub already. And it was episode 8. And I'm not quite happy with Eiji Tsuburaya because he made the show in black and white. If he never did, this would never even happen. This would never happen if he did this in black and white. But they could just made it in color, one in color and one in Japanese. Or black and white and in color. That would have been perfect. One could be the US and the other one could be in Japanese. But it never happened. Only one version of Ultra Q is the Japanese dub. And I am not quite happy about that. And I think Ultra Q needs a remastered of the English dub that never even came to be. Hopefully Ultra Q will get another release in English, because Ultra Q needs more love. Everybody still talks about it, but it doesn't get enough. Doesn't get enough. They could use the colored versions of those episodes, taking out the Japanese letterings, and redub everything, and everything would go normal. Then they can just make one box, making it in color, and the other one can be black and white. But I just don't get it. And I'm heartbroken. That needs to happen, guys. Ultra Q needs more love for the entire series. Well, I don't know what to say. I don't think Ultra Q will ever get an English dub. I don't even think it will. Because Tsuburaya Productions just ignoring it, and I don't even know why. If anybody knows on the comments section, just tell me what the reason why they could just made the version of the color version in color, then the other one could be in black and white, and tell Eiji Tsuburaya Productions or the Ultraman 60th Anniversary Studio and send them an email and tell them or show this here on my channel. Tell them the problem that I really wished Ultra Q would get a full-length release. And I just want this to happen because Ultra Q was the first show I ever watched when I was a kid. And hopefully soon enough, I don't even think it will ever do. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really heartbroken. If they can't do it, I just have to. And I have to dub every single line what the characters are actually saying on film. And I think it's very unnecessary for not making an English dub. It's heartbreaking. It just doesn't feel right. Guys, just if you can ask Eiji Tsuburaya Productions and send them an email about this, because I am just not getting happy right now. The show really needs an English dub. It really does. The first Ultra show never gets an English dub. I am I just cannot do this. I just have to do. If I cannot watch Ultra Q or anything else, I am just not going to be happy. I'm going to be heartbroken, and the series will not continue with Ultra Q. I am done with Ultraman for the rest of my life. This is just not going to get better. Super Aya Productions, please try hard as you can to make this English dub, because I need to see what the first episode would be like in English, because we already have an English dub of episode 3. Please, just please, please, please help us. Ultra Q needs a release. We need a release of Ultra Q. We need a release on DVD. We can watch it on YouTube. We can watch it anywhere. Why can we not have an English dub? You know what? I think that's enough, guys. I'm sorry getting a little crazy, because I'm just really not happy. I am absolutely sick of the first Ultra show that I ever watched, and it was my favorite, still is, but if the show never gets an English dub, what am I gonna do? Tell AG Super Aya, if there's no an English dub, if they said they would say it was not worth it, I don't think I'm gonna do Ultraman anymore. I think I'll just step back to Godzilla. And Godzilla has more interesting projects than Ultraman does. Ultraman has no dubs much for English dub people so they can listen to it. So, last chance. I don't know what this is gonna happen. This is the second chance that hopefully Ultraman will get the release. And hopefully Ultraman will get a release. I hope so. Please, Ultraman. Super Aya Productions. This is Ultraman's birthday. We have to get the first Ultra show in English. Fans wanted the English dub for Ultraman, Ultra 7, and Ultra Q. I wanted, because I never knew what Ultraman. I mean, we know Ultraman is in English, of course it is. But Ultra Q, though, didn't. One episode included. That's it. Alright, everybody. If we just can't contact Super Aya Productions, I don't know what we're gonna do. I think we just gotta make our own dub, and it won't sound too great. What do you even expect? I am not going to be happy about this if this never gets a release. And if this doesn't happen, I think I'm just going to get my friends at school and maybe dub the show, because this doesn't feel right for this show at all. Like what am I going to do if I don't watch the English dub, and I also have to redo all the sounds and everything else to make it look better? That's it. If Ultraman never gets another release of Ultra Q or a remake of the show, I might return back to Ultraman and Ultra Q, because Ultra Q is my very first show I ever watched. I only watched that show because the other Ultra shows are just too violent, and I don't like those. Well, everybody, that's pretty much it of the sad news about Ultra Q's dub, that I think they should have made an English dub. If they don't, I don't think I'm going to do any more Ultraman crossovers with Godzilla, because this is just out of control. And I have to do later other shows like Gamera fighting other monsters, and maybe Godzilla could fight new monsters that he actually never faced before. So this is our last chance, guys. If Ultraman episode 8 gets more warmness, tell them that we need to have an Ultra Q episode 8, or episode 1, sorry, make it into an English dub. But if it doesn't, I don't know what to do. So like and subscribe, everybody. Hit the notification bell. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button, and we'll see you later. See ya.